Welcome to Give Me 5 Minutes, WTM Africa's on-site podcast where we capture the pulse of the show floor with dynamic conversations. I am your host, Andela Mlandu, broadcasting live from our very own Soundgarden recording studio right here at the CTICC in Cape Town. Let's dive in. Joining me today is Katie Warmalt, who is the director and owner of the Little Bush Baby Company. Katie, welcome to our Soundgarden.
Thank you so much. It's lovely to be here.
Please tell us a little bit more about the Little Bush Baby Company.
So it was born out of the fact that when I moved over to South Africa in 2012, I met my now husband who was working in the middle of a big 5-game reserve. And it was one of those moments where, do you know what? This is a man I'm going to marry. We're going to have children. I want them to run around barefoot in the bush. And we're going to raise little bush babies because my husband's passion is animals and wildlife and conservation. So we moved around a little bit, had 3 young children, very close in age, and ended up moving back to St. Lucia, which is a very special place for us. It's where we got married. And our children now run around, literally barefoot. There's wildlife everywhere. And what we realised within the safari niche is children very much get excluded. It's either children over 6 can join safaris, or it's private safari vehicles for the whole family. And parents worry a lot about making noise, whether their children will manage for 8 hours at a time, and that's what we're trying to change. So the Little Bush Baby focuses on children's eco-education, getting them enjoying nature, but making sure that they're included in the safari experience.
That's incredible and also very niche.
Yes.
I love that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Gen Alpha doesn't necessarily have, the credit card, but they do have a lot of influence and power when it comes to their parents, and I think you would know that with your little ones as well. How do they heavily influence travel choices? What have you been seeing?
So I think because they are now the first fully technology generation, it's very much, I want to see what I've seen on Instagram and TikTok, and I want to see that lion that's walking past the vehicle. But what they don't understand is it's taking you 4 hours to find that lion. But when they get it needs to be instant on their feeds. They've got to get it up on on their socials. So it's marrying that. Let's enjoy being in nature, out in the game reserves, and enjoying what's going on in the moment. With yes, we know you want that picture. We know you want to put it up on your socials. So my husband's very good at knowing, how to angle the vehicle, making sure we know how to get those picture perfect moments. But at the same time, just put your phone down for 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Just listen and take in what's around you. So we don't do Ferrari safaris. It's not zoom, zoom, zoom from animals. We very much teach, okay, you see this lion, this is great, but let's think about what this lion is doing, how he affects the ecosystems, what else is going on. And let's take a picture of that. You see where he's lying on that grass, let's think about what's going on around that grass. So when you're posting about it, let's think a little bit more about not just that lion. How does that lion affect the whole food chain and the ecosystems and things like that? And in terms of booking holidays, it is all about experiences. That's what a lot of them want to see. But at the same time, let's just enjoy that immersive experience at the same time.
I love the challenge that your business has taken on, taking a young generation that is always fixated with their screens and saying to them, pause. Be in the moment, be present. Yeah. How do you keep them engaged? Because attention spans these days, Yeah.
Well, that was a lot of our driving force. Was what we see is children get on the safari trucks, and before they've even got to the game reserve entrance, it's like, I'm bored, I'm on my phone. And I have to say, I'm in absolute awe of the fact that my husband, even though we have 3 small children ourselves, he can keep a child engaged for 10 hours on a trip. Because we have devised our activity pack around that. So we have a specialised toy box for younger children that has, obviously nature-based colouring books, little threading activities, and he brings them out one by one. So it's not just here's the box, dive in. And he manages to marry that, and then obviously in between sightings, and because he's in the park every day, he generally knows where a lot of the wildlife is and what to look for. But at the same time, it's okay, well, you're threading and you can find those animals, let's have a look. Okay, you've got a buffalo there. Okay, let's look for a buffalo. Let's find. So it's marrying what you're seeing there with also the activities and things we have. For the older children that we have the old-fashioned games. So things like the little water games. Do you remember the little ones that you have to
where
get?
you could move them around.
Yeah. And we set them challenges. How many of those little rings can you get on there before we see the next animal? So it's all about kind of marrying that, what's going on in the vehicle with what's going on outside. So yeah, it's obviously we tailor it to, and things like language can be a big barrier. So obviously we get a lot of children that aren't bilingual, so English isn't their first language. So we try and navigate that as well. But what I find is nature and animals and wildlife, it doesn't matter what language you speak. There's still something to see, and there's still something to keep you engaged.
It's also about the feeling, I guess.
Yes.
That that's being evoked as you are witnessing it, no matter what age you are.
Absolutely. And we find, happy children, engaged children, happy parents.
Beautiful. How are we rethinking, or how is your business rethinking adventure, when it comes to Gen Alpha?
Yeah. So what we try and do is, although we do the in-person, single activities, we actually try and put it together as an itinerary so that they all kind of complement each other. So as well as the big five stuff, which is obviously very vehicle-based, we do beach and bush, which marries the time looking for game with time actually mainly at Cape Vidal in the Ismanglisa Wetland Park. But my husband's also a marine guide, so he does a lot. We work out when low tide is, and we kind of get them out and about doing that, as well as things like the bushwalk. So it's about planning those itineraries and knowing the park so well. You know where you can get the children out of the vehicle and where they can kind of do that stretching legs and actually do a bit more than just sitting in the vehicle.
It sounds so beautiful and immersive, and the fact that from what you're saying, I mean, I get how your husband keeps children engaged for 10 hours because they feel that experience. They sink their feet in the ground.
Yeah.
It's very immersive. I love that.
Yeah.
I mean, am I too old to be a little bush baby?
No, come along. We take greater bush babies as well. But we do use, our vehicle we have is a closed vehicle, which I think goes against the standard norms as well. But it's so that we can, we've always taken our children from birth on game drives, and even now our children are a bit older, but they'll climb around in the vehicle, they'll go and make themselves dens in the boot, and that's the great thing about having a closed vehicle is they can move around, they can lie themselves down if they want to have a sleep on the back seats and carry on. And just having that space and not worrying about other people or whether you're going to interfere with other people's experiences. And we keep our family safaris quite private, so it's just one family at a time, so that we can focus on them and their children without worrying about disturbing other people and things. Your child want to scream and have a meltdown? You carry on. Do you know what? Come have a quick look and see what's in our activity box. Come see what we've got hiding here. And before you know it, that tantrum's just, dissipated.
It sounds like a dream for both parent and child.
Yeah, it's lovely when we talk to parents about it.
Where can we find more information, on Little Bush Baby if we want to book, or if exhibitors or travel agents want to connect and incorporate?
So we have our website, thelittlebushababy.com. We are on social media, on Facebook, The Little Bush Baby Co. And all our details and contact details, email addresses, WhatsApps, all on that one as well.
Incredible. Thank you so much for sharing more knowledge on that.
Thank you so much.
And I look forward to coming to KZN and to experience it as well.
Thank you. Can I add a bit? So the other side that I do is I've started my Kate on Safari, which is my online stuff. So what I'm trying to do is, it doesn't matter where in the world you are, you can still experience our little piece of Africa. And through my online stuff, we do eco-education, I do printable downloads. So it's that you might not be here with us, but you can still learn about that lion, you can still learn about that antelope. So that's on my personal brand, which is kateonsafari.com, and the same on my socials, Kate on Safari.
I love that both your businesses include an education and awareness element of it, making us responsible tourists as well. So I love that.
Because if we don't ignite that passion in youngsters now, and I feel they're very much excluded from the safari industry. There are some really great products out there and some really great safari lodges doing amazing work with children. But the fact that a lot of general safari companies won't take children under 6, we need to get them young to enjoy that and enjoy nature. So yeah, that's what we're all about.
Katie, thank you so much for coming in and
Thank you.
speaking more about the incredible work that you do. and onwards and upwards with everything. So it's very impactful, and we hope to see more little bush babies visiting KZN area and enjoying beautiful nature.
Lovely. Thank you so much for having me.
That was Katie Wormold, the director and owner of the Little Bush Baby Company, all the way in KZN, speaking to us here at WTM Africa 2026.
Some places need to be experienced, others need to be felt. At Orange Orbit Productions, we create cinematic lodge and tourism content that captures the essence of your destination, from sweeping landscapes to intimate details and authentic moments. Through both video and photography, we don't just show your location, we tell its story. Orange Orbit Productions. Inspire the journey before it begins.